This week in news surrounding Israel, a revived nuclear deal with Iran. Friends, that's what we're hearing, so stay tuned for all the details. Well, shalom, everyone. Welcome once again to this week's newscast. I'm Robert Gottslig, your host. And just last Friday, August 12th, the Jerusalem Post in an editorial reported that a return to the Iran deal that was negotiated in 2015 seemed impossible just a few weeks ago. And after a year of claims that the Iranians had to come to some sort of an agreement or the window of opportunity would close, it appeared that the Ayatollahs in Tehran were too far away from the West in negotiating the return. However, new reports this past week claim that a final text of a deal has been hammered out. Well, I'm not sure what there is to hammer out. The U.S. is not even directly involved in the talks, friends, with Iran. Instead, it is the EU, through indirect discussions, that have been working to desperately revive the deal. Of course, the U.S. wants the deal revived as well, and are preparing, perhaps, to give some major concessions. Time will tell. Now, no one is saying just what the final text of the deal is, but what we do know for sure is that Iran is demanding the U.S. to remove its Revolutionary Guard Corps from the terror and sanctions list, and then to give Iran free rein over its missile and drone program, all the while releasing billions of dollars in sanction relief to the Iranian regime. Friends, that's no deal. That is a disaster waiting to happen. But you know, as this world tries to negotiate with Iran so that they would curb their nuclear program to prevent them from the bomb, friends, I just want to remind you of Iran's supreme leader's top aide and his comments, as I reported a few weeks ago. He commented and boasted that Iran already has the ability to manufacture a nuclear bomb. It's just a matter of, well, they haven't decided to do it just yet. So no deal is going to prevent them from reaching their goals. No, all it will do will give the Iranian regime billions of dollars to continue their plans of wiping Israel off the face of the map. And as Iran gets cozier with Russia and Turkey and continues to embolden and fund terrorism in the region through their proxies surrounding Israel, friends, it is clear that even Israel, with its superior army, cannot alone fend off what is brewing behind the scenes. And that, my friends, is exactly of the scenario that we read about in Ezekiel chapter 38 and 39. Because in those two chapters, it is the only one that comes to Israel's aid in that yet future war is the God of Israel, who will then destroy Israel's enemies, of which, as I've already mentioned, Iran is one of them. I'm also reminded, friends, of Psalm 124, verses 1 to 3, and this is what we read. Let Israel now say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side when men rose up against us, then they would have swallowed us alive when their wrath was kindled against us. Friends, the God of Israel will protect his people, period. Just as Jeremiah chapter 31 says, basically, as long as the sun, moon, and stars are shining in the sky, Israel will not cease from being a nation before me forever, says the Lord God of Israel. And so for the Iranian regime, woe unto them. They would be better taking their nuclear arms and aiming them at the sun, moon, and stars to take them out. Because if they can't do that, there is zero chance that they are going to destroy Israel off the face of the map. And with that, friends, and until next time, thanks for joining us on another episode of In News Surrounding Israel. God bless.